Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Create with Steve I. Today I'm going to show you my 2025 planner lineup. Okay, so here are my planners that I'm using for the year. So my first one is this weekly horizontal planner. I got it at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. This is my on-the-go planner. I'm just going to use it so that if I'm out and about and need to write something down or need to make an appointment, I can check and see that I have the availability. So I just got this for $1.25 and it's easy, quick. I'm not going to decorate it. It's just going to be to reference. Here is my main planner. I got it in I think April or May of 2024. It starts January of 2024 and goes through December of 24. But since I decided to start it in July, I took out January to June and I put it in the back. If I have enough room and there's enough space in here, then I will add a couple more months to the back of it and continue to use it until August. So at the beginning, I have this scratch paper in case I need paper for anything. And I love these disc things. I got it from a D-Stash on Facebook. And then I created myself a Crayola Super Tips swatch chart because I don't know if you've ever had Crayola Super Tips, but they do not say anything other than Crayola Super Tips. And so I took a Sharpie and I wrote a number on it and then I swatched it all out so I know exactly which color to go to. I just have to find it and find the right number. So it makes it easier to find. Also, I was watching Mary Ellen of Planning with Bumble, and she had something that was very similar to this state tracker of all the states that she's visited. And I thought that was a great idea, so I wanted to create one. So I did, but then I was thinking I've been to several countries, so I decided to do a country tracker as well. So this is like the North Americas, this is the States, the Central America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. And I don't count the countries or the states that I've been to only in the airport because I never actually left the airport, so I didn't technically visit the state, so I don't count those. But if I've left the airport, even if it's just for a couple hours, I still count it. And then I created this Happy Planner Year. Julie with Plans in the Making does a video called the Happy Planner Year, and she goes through and talks about all the big sales and all the releases of the year. And so I watched it and then created my own sheet that does that. And then I use these sheets for anniversaries and birthdays. And then I'm going to show you the trackers at the back. I used a divider from one of the earlier releases as a for trackers. So I have a contents here, but this is the schedule for some of the events I have at work. I have it here so I can refer to it. I have the next sheet is a financial sheet, but you don't need to see that. This one is my exercise chart, so I write a dot for each day of the week or when I exercised. You can see some of them are good and some of them aren't so good. My next one is a book tracker of all the book covers that I've read for the year. I have decided to start a book journal and a film journal, so because of that, I ended this in 24, so I'm not going to add any more to it. And then on the back, I did the top 5 movies and the top 5 books of 2024 on here. And then this was my movies I've seen for the very first time tracker, but again, since I'm doing a film journal, I will not be using this sheet any longer. I have a tracker for songs discovered in that year, songs that I like, Bible verses that speak to me or jump out at me, things that God tells me I put on here so I can look back on that. I have a movie night with a couple friends of mine. We like to watch classic movies, and I'm not talking about 70s or 80s, I'm talking about 30s and 40s and 50s. So I keep track of the movies we watch. And then also, I have another group of friends that we get together and take turns watching movies, so I always write down what we're watching. Here is a movies and a book recommendation list that will now be in my movie and book um, journal. Here is a movie sheet for I was doing movies with a group of friends, and I have stopped doing that, but that's what I was tracking the movies we were watching. And then my final tracker in here is a mixed, what I call mixtape. And so at the end of this planner, I'm going to look at the songs that were the most meaningful or that I listened to the most, and I'm going to catalog them in here. So that's that tracker. So that's my planner, and I'm going to use it until hopefully through August. And then here is my reading and film journal. It started off as an art journal. I call it my experimental journal because I just don't know what I'm going to enjoy until I do it. And so this was some of the collaging, and I was going to get into glue books. So I did some collaging kind of stuff, but I just wasn't enjoying it that much. So I decided to stop. But I don't know if I'm going to stick with doing a reading and a film journal. So I just decided I am just going to stick with doing it in here. And if I stick with it through the year, then at the end of next year, or the end of this year, for next year, I'll buy a special journal for that. So I have a page for each month that I can put the covers of the books I read in. And then I have an A to Z challenge. I have a reading bingo. I've got a reading stats page that I'll fill out at the end of the year. I've got a books I didn't finish page. I have a page for recommendations from people. I have a book format page. So I wrote down the number of the pen in each one of those and colored it in. So if it's a physical book, a Kindle book, or an audio book, I'll color these boxes based on the format that I use. I have 64 boxes. I don't know if I need 64 boxes, but we'll see. And then I have this tracker that looks at the best book of the year. So you write down each month your favorite book that you read that month, and then they all battle it out until you get to your favorite book of the year. This isn't a perfect system because you might have some months where you didn't read anything you loved, and you might have other months where you read lots of things you loved. So this isn't a perfect one, but I thought it would be fun to try out. Next year, I'm probably going to do something a little different. And then a bookshelf tracker. And then I started a page for glossary. So like when I'm reading and I come across words I don't know, I could write them down and maybe learn some new words. This section for quotes, and then a buying tracker, which could be scary because I love books. And then here is my film journal, and I haven't quite finished it yet. I've started working on it, but I'm going to have a bingo section as well for films. I'm going to have an A to Z challenge for film. I'm going to have my movie statistics, which I will fill out at the end of the year. I will have a section for the movies I didn't finish watching. I'm going to have recommendations from people, and a section for movie quotes that I like, and then a buying tracker. These will be for posters of movies I've seen before that I'm rewatching. And then here will be each month the movies that I watched that month that I'd never seen before. So I'll start with January up here, and then I don't know how much space I'm going to need, so I'll just section them off with washi tape and then start the next month and do that throughout the whole thing. I don't know how much space I'm going to need for all that, so we'll just try it out and see how it is. So that is my 2025 planner lineup. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.